Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Global Coherence Pulse, and I'm so excited. Settle in, connect with your heart, and let's enter into a moment of silence together. We're just sending this wave of presence and peace out throughout the planet and joining with a peace wave that has been happening every day at noon in all time zones for 40 years. So we're really happy to begin our day in this. In alignment with the 11 days of global unity and the planetary pulses that they have been doing every day since the 11th of September. Also with the Ekam World Peace Festival. It's the 25th anniversary of Earth Dance and the Global Prayer for Peace. And so many other peace-related events are happening with many of our Pulse partner organizations. So we're dedicating this Pulse today to peace. I really want to start by saying thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join together with other people from all around the world. You can see in the chat, we're from Germany and Australia and Indiana and Ireland and all over the world. And we're joining together every month and we're pulsing the planet with our love. This session will go 75 minutes and we'll begin with sharing from our Pulse co-founder, Claudia Wells, and Pathways to Peace co-founder, Joanie Ciardelli, sharing some of the history around International Day of Peace and the Pathways to Peace initiative. And then we're going to move in our second half hour into our meditation with music. And then we'll close the session with some announcements of the other peace events that you can add your heart to today. So I'm going to jump right in and turn this over to Claudia Wells, who is, I said, the co-founder of the Global Coherence Pulse. She's also a co-founder of HeartMath's Global Coherence Initiative, and she's also the board president of the Institute of Noetic Sciences. So Claudia, thank you so much for joining us today, and look forward to hearing what you have to share on this really powerful weekend here dedicated to peace.
Thank you, Teresa. I always thank you for your beautiful openings for our pulses. And thank you everyone for again bringing your hearts to the pulse. We know it takes courage to come from an open heart and to be a stand for coherence, for love, for peace in the face of all that's happening in the world today. We know that it takes commitment to cultivate the capacity to pulse the planet with those higher spectrum frequencies of consciousness, with the coherent energies of love and gratitude, of joy and compassion, of peace. Coherence is a commitment, and it takes practice. Fortunately, we have this community to practice together, and we have these powerful tools to help us in our practice. Tools that indicate to us how our physiology is responding to our practice so we can manage it. I have a degree in management science, and I was sharing in the special heart math sensor session that we recently did for the Pulse about the well-known business axiom that says we get what we measure because what we measure, we manage. And my most important takeaway from management science is that we're measuring the wrong things. A well-known example of this is the near ubiquitous gross domestic product measure. Robert F. Kennedy once famously said that gross domestic product measures everything except that which makes life worthwhile. And in fact, it was never meant to be the surrogate measure for societal well-being that it's become. And it's even worse for the fact that GDP includes activities that subtract from societal and planetary well-being, like prisons and alarm systems and poisoning the planet, as long as it adds to our economic wealth. Even the designer of the GDP himself is reported to have said, as long ago as in the 1930s, that the well-being of a nation can't be inferred from a measurement of national income. And we're living with the consequences. So if we want to measure for collective well-being so it can be managed, we need new measurements. I shared on that call that I went to the Kingdom of Bhutan a few years ago, which is also known as the Kingdom of Happiness, because I wanted to learn from the people who created the gross national happiness concept and index. And I learned there that because happiness is hard to measure, they mostly measure the external conditions that should give rise to happiness. So like access to healthcare, education, a healthy environment. And many years before that, in 2007, I spoke with Steve Killalea. Steve is the founder of the Global Peace Index, about how he planned to measure peace. Well, they're also measuring external conditions that they expect should don't mean what we mean. By internal, they mean peace within the borders of countries or regions, not the inner peace of their people. So while those are both amazing steps forward, what we have now is the opportunity to measure the inner conditions that science demonstrates both give rise to and are evidence of the presence of peace at the core of the human system, the presence of happiness within the individual, and because it scales, and we have the opportunity to then observe how the energy of those inner conditions, our collective coherence, impact the outer world in real and measurable ways through our global network of sensors. But we never forget, even as a citizen science initiative, that it's not about the measurements. It's about building the coherence. The measurements are only indicators, much like when Zen masters say that the teaching see our moon, our coherent pulses, our peace waves, and to measure what really matters. And so, speaking of what really matters, today's host organization, Pathways to Peace, really matters a lot, both to the peace movement and to me personally, because it was a 5-year inquiry called Peace Building in the 21st Century, initiated by Avon Madison, the founder of Pathways to Peace, that Avon and Willis Harmon, then president of the Institute of Noetic Sciences, where I'm now chair, invited me to participate squarely on the path I've been on for over 20 years, culminating in, among other things, this citizen science initiative. So I'm happy, like really happy now to introduce our speaker representing Pathways to Peace, Joanie Ciardelli. Joanie Ciardelli specializes in peace building and was co-founder of Pathways to Peace in 1983 with Eighth Madison, as well as a director there until 2002. She continues to be an advisor to both Pathways and the Ashland Culture of Peace Commission, and represents Pathways to the United Nations Association of Marin. She and Eighth Madison will soon release their new book entitled A Tale of Two Star Sisters and Pathways to Peace, detailing some of the almost 40 years of their peace building work together. I often say in this work that we stand on the shoulders of giants, and Joanie, I'm so glad that you're with us so we can both acknowledge and celebrate the giant peace building legacy of Pathways to Peace.
Wow. Thank you so much, Claudia. Pathways to Peace has been my home for almost 40 years. And we started our work in the
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, good. Inspired by the United Nations General Assembly resolution. Oops, didn't work. Let's see. That you just heard about, declaring the International Year and the Day of Peace. Pathways is a pioneering peace-building consulting organization that works collaboratively forward the work of the United Nations in many areas. And our founding mission is acting in concert. We do make a difference in the quality of our lives, our institutions, our environment, and our planetary future. Through cooperation, we manifest the essential spirit that unites us amidst our diverse ways. A major focus for almost 40 years has been the International Day of Peace. And on that day, in all time zones, a minute of silence is observed at noon, as we just did, a veritable peace wave. Starting in 83, we worked towards September 18th, 84, when children of all ages first celebrated Peace Day in San Francisco and in about 70 other countries. At that time, Peace Day was always the third Tuesday in September, when the UN General Assembly began its annual session, and it was later changed to a fixed day, September 21. The first Peace Day included a 24-hour vigil at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, and a local TV station actually observed the very first minute of silence. It was quiet for a minute, which one newspaper dubbed the silence that was heard around the world. That continued our themes, our ongoing themes of cooperation and spirit. Peace Day is observed every day and at the UN every September, beginning with the Secretary General's ringing of the peace bell and a flag ceremony, which has often been followed by an NGO conference with celebrity messengers of peace and live satellite connections to UN peacekeeping sites. The 2021 UN theme is Recovering Better for an Equitable and Sustainable World. Celebrate peace. The heart of it is celebrate peace by standing up against acts of hate online and offline, and by spreading compassion, kindness, and hope in the face of the pandemic and as we recover. And to quote part of the UN Secretary General's message for the International Day of Peace, he calls us to work in solidarity for a lasting, sustainable peace every day. And we must make peace with nature. So in 1995, This is a little bit more, but you can read it on the UN website. And in 1995, we held the biggest Marin County, California peace event ever as part of the 50th anniversary of the UN, the Children's World Peace Festival, on the former military parade grounds at East Fort Baker in Sausalito, California. This was the first gathering bringing together all the parties in the conversion of that Army base into what we had hoped would be a peace park. The festival opened with an indigenous ceremony and a large circle of crystals holding the powerful vibration of peacefulness. There were many international and local activities at the festival representing the 8 pathways to peace, which provide an overview of many ways we work to create peace through law, science, business, environment, culture, religion, education, and health. 8 pathways. Pathways to Peace created this peace building wheel, which continues to be a touchstone for our peace work, including a great diversity of intergenerational and intercultural activities. We work very closely with the World Peace Prayer Society, which plants peace poles all over the world to spread "May peace prevail on earth" in all languages. Several local peace poles have been planted, including in my backyard with paw prints and the Miwok native language at schools and so on. Of note is a peace pole planting we did in Maine. The very first peace pole that included the Penobscot native language. Melvin Weiner of Pathways to Peace was in the calendar business and got Peace Day onto millions of calendars. Check out to see if it's on your calendar. I hope so. He took it upon himself to get the word out and even swam on New Year's Day near his home in very cold Maine to raise funds for his work. Peace work is definitely about partnership, collaboration, and cooperation, and celebration. I last attended the UN Peace Day events in 2003 in conjunction with the Share the Spirit of Peace Youth Conference. This series of events started at the UN with the Roots and Shoots Peace Doves brought by Dr. Jane Goodall. We created local events several times, such as Peace Day 06, where children created hands around the world. They also formed a human peace symbol outside. And it was followed by children performing a beautiful song, "I Dream of Peace," and many speakers and so on. And the work continues as expressed by the current executive director of Pathways to Peace, Hezekiah Gabriel, bringing innovative peace-building tools and resources to villages, cities, states, and nations, seeding and expanding global engagement in peace, Peace Day, then Peace Week, and 11 days of peace, a peaceful vibration throughout the whole year. A worldwide commitment to peace beyond all differences, and it continues to be a lifeline to peace builders around the globe. In spite of what you see on the news, for decades, we have been part of a movement toward a more peaceful, safe, and just world. In conclusion, we encourage people worldwide to observe a minute of silence at noon on September 21st in all time zones, and to set our intention of what each of us will be doing to create peace over the next year, and join the peace wave every day at noon. What are your intentions to create more peace in your heart and in the world? For you are a pathway to peace. Thank you.
Let's all reflect on that question you just gave us, Joanie, just for a moment. Is, what's our path for creating peace in the world right now, in our lives, with our families, with our relationships? with our countries, with the world. Let's all just for a moment just drop into our hearts and think about that intention. And Joanie, if you want to stop sharing your screen for a minute, and I just want to invite everyone. I know Avon's on the line with us. She's one of the attendees, so I want to send a little shout out to Avon right now. But I wonder if all of us who's on the line today, we can send Avon and Joanie and so many others from that have been holding this for so long, 40 years. And trying to spotlight your video here. Let's see, there we go. Can we all send Joanie and Avon and all of the people that you've been working with all of these years, really holding peace in your hearts and encouraging everyone around the world? We want to send you a wave of love right now for all that you've been doing all of these years. Thank you for standing firm. Thank you for carrying it, and let us continue to carry this peace wave, this peace in our hearts, and really make peace on earth happen. Thank you so much, Joanie. Thank you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Well, we're going to move into our meditation, and I want to introduce the two people that are going to be guiding us in this next segment of our peace journey today. I'm going to start with Theo Grace, who's a musician, producer, father, husband, and community member in Portland, Oregon. And over the last 8 years, he has self-produced 10 electronic ambient albums, 2 solo acoustic albums, and is releasing several new conscious pop EDM singles and remixes in 2021 and 22. And I would say that his music reflects the depth of his heart and always touches me deeply. I always have tears in my eyes after Theo shares some of his music. And then today, Dr. Jude Kervin, who's a cosmologist, planetary author of The Cosmic Hologram, and co-founder of wholeworld-view. Jude is the perfect balance of scientist and mystic, and she inspires me every time I have the chance to be with her. She also has a new book coming out next fall called Gaia, Her Story. And Jude is going to be guiding us in a universal heart meditation that I know will take us all into a very deep place of peace in our heart. Both of these souls are dear friends, and I'm excited to place our hearts in their hands for the next 30 minutes. So Theo, I'm going to go to you first. I'm so happy to have you back on the Pulse again. We've missed you, and I look forward to hearing the music that you're going to share with us.
Thanks so much, T. And thank you, Joanie. It's so cool to connect the peace poles to you and so many years. I've seen those all over the place. And it's just such a beautiful act of global unity and kindness and peace. And so I'm just really feeling grateful to be a part of this and to be, connecting the tribe more and more. And connecting the hearts is really this heart coherence, this heart pulse from the heartbeat of creation that is beating in every single human being. So if you want to just sort of drop into your own heart pulse and feel your own heartbeat, and just know that everyone on the planet is being sustained by this same mystery of love. And this song is about how we are human than human. And it's a great mystery that we're breathing into. So here it goes. We are the missing pieces, lost in the great unknown. We are the life that's reaching for the sun, as above so below. We are more than human. We are made of stars, destined for reunion and the remembering of who we are. The void unwritten, lineages unbroken, dreaming infinite wisdom, weaving, woven. We are more than human. We are made of stars, destined for reunion and the remembering of who we are. And the remembering of who we are. Sing it with me. Yeah, the remembering of who we are. Oh, the remembering of who we are. The earth, sky, and sun, it's all a part of the one. Every breath and galaxy spun is from the heartbeat of the one. Comes from the heartbeat of the one. Oh, the heartbeat of the one. Oh, the heartbeat of the one. Feel it now, yeah, the heartbeat of the one. Oh, the heartbeat of the one. Feel the heartbeat of the one. Ooh, the heartbeat of the one. Love and blessings to you all.
Thank you, Theo. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Joanie and Avon, for bringing peace into our circle, bringing peace into our hearts and souls. The 11 days of global unity that began on September the 11th and continued to the 21st, along with our global peace celebrations, began as a hopeful response 20 years ago to the horrors of 9/11. Each year they invite, inspire, and empower us to come together to embody their themes of interconnectedness, well-being, and peace in our personal lives and together in campaigns around the world of unity in action. They all arise from our innate longing to belong. And in recent years, a new science is emerging that transcends the illusion of separation. Its unifying whole world view narrative can help heal our hearts and minds with a remembering that we've always belonged to ourselves, each other, our planetary home Gaia, and the cosmos. A fundamental new story it invites us to tell is how we're microcosmic co-creators with the evidence of our universe, and how we can become co-partners with that impulse embodied in Gaia. During our meditation and global coherence pulse today, we'll attune with this evolutionary impulse and pulse its highest expression and purpose, its highest peaceful expression and peaceful purpose through ourselves and our planetary Gaia sphere. I invite us to attune with Gaia and the universal heart of the cosmos, with the presence, possibility, and evolutionary potential of these transformational times. The universal heart is now awakening within us as a bridge between our personal sense of self and a greater awareness of the oneness of all that is, of which we are intrinsic, co-creative essences. And we can center its presence midway between our heart and our throat chakras as an eighth chakra. As we attune with its awareness, we can then ground ourselves through a ninth chakra, which is becoming known as the Earth Star, a hand's length beneath our feet and connecting us with the heart of Gaia. The 11 days of global unity call on us as human beings to embody unity in belonging. In our global coherence pulse today, I invite us to remember that we're also microcosms of Gaia's planetary sentience, that we are Gaians, and for our pulse to be a planetary pulse. For her, our Mother Earth, ourselves, and all our children. So please relax. I invite you to close your eyes and focus your attention on your breathing. As you breathe out, feel that you're releasing anything and everything in your life that no longer serves you. And then as you breathe in, sense a renewal that flows through you, gently energizing and refreshing you. And continue to focus on the cycles of your breath, feeling yourself become more and more relaxed and at peace. And when you feel relaxed and balanced, imagine that you're now breathing in a thread of light, and allow that thread of light to in the universal heart of the eighth chakra. As I said, located midway between your heart and your throat. And as the light flows within the universal heart, sense that a tiny sphere of light begins to form there and then grows and brightens with each breath until it becomes the size and the brightness that you intuitively feel is perfect for you at this time. And now sense that as you breathe within the sphere of light and into the universal heart, this portal to your energetic bridge to your higher self and all that is and all that you are begins to open like a beautiful flower opening in the warmth of the sun. And as you continue to breathe into the universal heart, Now send your awareness downwards through your body and through the earth star, the ninth chakra, a hand's length beneath your feet, and on down into the earth. Continue to send your awareness down, deep and deeper still, until you sense you're welcomed into the heart of Gaia. And as you reach her heart, feel a pulse of her life-giving, nurturing love returning up with your awareness through the ninth chakra beneath your feet, up through your body and the universal heart, and up to the highest realms of spirit. And then a returning pulse of unconditional love from those highest realms of spirit back down through you into the universal heart within you. And gently pulse love through you, connecting spirit and all that is with earth, with Gaia, and all that you are through the universal heart. And as each pulse of unconditional love flows through you, feel your awareness expand beyond all limitations of space and time, that all boundaries and barriers are gently dissolving as you feel more and more at one with Gaia, our entire universe and cosmos. And now, for the next 10 minutes, I invite us into deep silence, attuning and aligning as embodied Gaians with our beloved planetary home, to coherently come together, to pulse our intention of peace and love, joy and gratitude, to embody and serve her and our conscious evolution. So I invite you to enter this deep silence of our coherent, intentional pulse with me for the next 10 minutes. Thank you, dear fellow Gaians. And in the peace
And let the healing vibrations of music and the heart coherence just continue to wash over us and through us, and sending it out. And doing this work, of watching the mind and letting the thoughts come and coming back to peace, coming back to the peace of who we are. So, I am nouns, I am the sky. I am not the mind, I am the I. Here in the sacred song of a universe alive, I can't hold on to anything passing away. I am here experiencing, living today. High highs, low lows, and me in the middle, watching it go. Here comes a fear, oh no, watch it go. Feelings and thoughts, I watch them go. See it all and watch it go. Well, I am not the memories, I am the one circling for centuries around the sun, burning up everything, all that needs to be released, expanding beyond the edges of my mind, stories and seasons, reasons and rhymes, open me up to find it's always been me in the middle, watching it go. Here comes a fear, oh no, watch it go. Feelings and thoughts, I watch them go. See it all and watch it go. Yeah. And the secret is to see it, to feel it and receive it. Oh, the secret is to see it, to feel it and receive it. Oh, the secret is to see it, to feel it and receive it. Yeah, the secret is to see it, to feel it and release it. 'Cause underneath this pain inside is the sweetness of life. Oh, underneath this fear of mine is the sweetness sweetness of life. Oh, 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 oh. The sweetness of life. Oh, 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 oh. The sweetness of life. Keep your heart open wide as you go to your day and night. Your heart's open wide to the sweetness of life. Hidden in the pain, hidden in the strife. Thank you for this life. I send you off into your day or night or wherever you are. All these beautiful people around the planet tuning in through the magic of technology. It's pretty amazing. I'm sending you all love and blessings, infinite love and blessings. Yeah, I could sing to you for eternity. Love is the solution. Yes, yes, this is the correction that we are making. And I am giving it up for peace. Yeah, tune into your heart, tune into all these beloveds tuning around from the planet in this amazing movement of peace, this inside job that we're all doing quietly in our bedrooms, tuning in, sometimes not so quietly, sometimes singing it from the mountaintops. So whatever is your inside job for peace, may you be filled with courage and strength to do that work and to do. I will do what is mine, and together we will come together in these moments and shine and share our gifts and keep rising in love. Love you so much.
Love you too, Theo. So beautiful. I love how somebody said your softness is so well received. There's just something so powerful about the sweetness of your heart. Oh, and Jude, that was such a beautiful, powerful meditation. You know, when we come together in silence like that, I feel like I can feel the field of all of our hearts so much more deeply. I wonder if all of our guests might put their cameras on, and that we can take a few minutes to, and also those of you that are out listening and participating in the meditation, if you would share something of your experience and we can share some of those. It's nice to kind of reflect back to see what did that feel like for us together? Like what state did we experience? And Jude, maybe I'll start with you. Just thank you again for that beautiful universal heart meditation. And just want to open the space for you to share.
Thank you, everyone. Joanie, thank you for your insight. You've spoken of courage a lot today, and courage is the bravery of the heart. And I am in wonder at Joanie and Ava and everybody who stood up for peace, who've had the courage to stand for peace. And I suppose my reflection is that a worldview of separation drives a world of suffering. And in that worldview, then conflict is a consequential and natural way to behave. But literally, we are waking up, as Theo's guided, into a remembering and a rehearting that we're all part of the oneness of all that is. And such oneness gives us courage, because in that, the most natural way to be with each other, to be within ourselves, and certainly to be in our relationship to our beloved Gaia. So thank you all. And may this day be every day in our hearts.
Beautifully said, Jude. Joanie, I love that it looks like you're outside in the trees. I love to hear any reflections on you. And I'm glad that you received our love and really felt how much we appreciate all that you've done over the years, you and Avon and everyone.
And Theo, for your beautiful music. I'm just deeply touched that there's such a powerful vibration of peace available to all of us, and that this global coherence is happening every month and in between. I know it takes a lot of work to do this, and I'm very, very grateful. Grateful that Pathways to Peace could be brought into the gathering at this sacred time of Peace Day, Peace Week, the 11 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanie. Thank you so much. I think I'll go to Theo next. And Theo, we're hoping that maybe you'll have one more song for us before we do our announcements, because everyone is enjoying your music so much and it's really filling us with so much joy. So I hope that you'll have one more in your heart for us today.
Absolutely. I'd be honored. And it's such an honor to be here with you all, my sisters, my aunties, my long lost family. I love just like receiving and just knowing like there's so many of us out there who are on this path of awakening. And to find out that, Joanie, you've been committed to this for decades, and that I've received the blessing of the peace pole, and that like we've been connected through these acts, through the ages. It's so beautiful. And the heart coherence work, is amazing. And one thing I'll share about my journey with peace has been is that first, like that saying that's like, do no harm. Like I've had to stop doing harm to myself. And to stop doing harm to myself, I've had to learn to receive love. And that can be such a hard thing just to receive, to that feminine aspect in our being, of the receptivity to life and to love and to goodness. And I've become a more and more peaceful person as I've stopped doing this harm, remembering that I'm connected to the web of life. When I remember I'm one, like you were saying, I'm like, oh, wow, I don't like this thing is amazing. I'm part of this. Like I mean something. I'm here for a reason. And that feeling of connection really is quite magical and miraculous. What happens when we feel valued and honored and a part of this wonderful thing called life. And so that's what I'll say on that note. And thank you.
Thank you, Theo. I love that you mentioned about causing harm. Marshall Lefferts, who's a dear friend of ours, and many of you have met him on some of our events, is launching a new project, which is inspiring people to shift from causing harm to causing harmony.
Yeah.
And that's really such an important thing, that every day we ask, how am I causing harm? And how can I shift this in this moment in my personal life, in my relationships, in my communities, my family, society, and in the world? That one shift would make all the difference. Yeah, I love that. And Claudia, just here, any reflection of you? I'm looking what's in the chat. People really had a very deep experience with a Pulse. We're so glad that you join us every month and that you add your heart to it. Your participation makes such a difference. So glad that you keep joining us. Yeah.
Thank you, Teresa. Oh, I just realized I still have my sensor on. out there working for peace and stressed out about it, working to create social change in the world and stressed out about it, or beating myself up because it wasn't happening fast enough, or just in the anxiety, the pressure of wanting to create change and feeling like it's not happening. The realization that all of that actually works against what we're trying to do, which is to create and more justice. Can remember that as a movement. I think that's a game changer. When we, it sounds trite, but become the peace that we're trying to create in the world, that's when it's going to happen. And Theo, I heard you say, well, before I do that, Jude, thank you. You have an amazing way of bringing us deep into the earth and then high into the cosmos at the same time. And Joanie, Avon, it has been an honor working with you in this field for all these decades. And Theo, I heard you say that you could sing to us forever. So I want to take you up on that. At least another song.
So this is a song about the one song. It's called The One Song. It's about this amazing thing that we are all a part of. And it's this beautiful symphony. And I'm a note, and you're a note, orchestrated in this magical mystery ride through the galaxies and through the universe. And the word universe, if you you might know this, means one song, universe. And what a glorious song it is. And this is just a little comma in the great one song here for you. Take a deep breath in with me. Into that infinite coming and going. Because we are the seeds of the earth. In the midst of a rebirth, we are the young and the old. And the story's not yet told. We've come from afar, beyond the stars. And so we pray for the end of slavery. We pray for the end of suffering. We pray for the end of all the fighting. Finally, finally, finally. I declare everyone, everywhere be set free from the fear and the pain and the shame we release. No longer prisoners in our very own minds. No longer struggling and fighting to survive. We revive the keys within our reach and now we thrive. Sharing everything we need. We are free from the poverty. We don't believe in scarcity. There's more than enough for you and me, just like the air we breathe in and breathe out those stale emotions that just need some good old-fashioned composting. Yeah, break it back down into earth. And and watch the life, give life, give life, give life, give life, giving life. Cause there is only one event here, and it's clear once you can hear the one song. Some call it the universe. We're all singing the one song. We're all singing the you and I verse. Some call it God, all that is, was, or will ever be. Whatever it is, I know that it's within you and me. So we're gonna party straight into infinity, so you can shout hip hop and we all at the same time. We shine in the divine mind, which makes all of your struggle and sorrow connected to mine. So bust open those judgments with patience. Pour some love and understanding into the painful places, cause we're healing it. Yeah, we're gonna decompose our boop. We're gonna rearrange and reintegrate every single way we live by synergizing new art, making sparks in the dark with the fire in our heart, bursting into who we are. Do you ever feel like you're about to collapse and explode? Well, that's the perfect curve of the divine ratio. So fold into the twinings and spiralings of a golden old, yet fresh new moment, ready to love and behold. You're like a newborn baby in his grandpa's arms, in the light just arriving from a distant star. It's everywhere we are once we look, even in a simple complex melody and hook called the one song. Some call it the universe. We're all singing the one song. We're all you and I verse. Well, here's the last verse, but it really just keeps on going. And the one thing that never ever stops flowing is awareness. Are you aware of it? It's never left, never will, always full and always still. And it's amazing, eternally unchanging, holding every single thing. Open these moments up and dance as much as you can. Trust in the design, it's perfect like you and I. Dance as much as you can. Trust in the divine, it's perfect like you and I. All we're saying is we can say yes. All we're saying is we can say yes to the one song. Say yes to the universe. Say yes to the one song. Say yes to the you and I verse. The she verse. The we verse. The you verse. The me verse. The we verse. The we verse. Oh yes, it goes on and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. On and on and on and on and on. On and on and on. Hey, 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 hey. Every pulse, this heartbeat at the center of each galaxy. Yes, you are a note in the great symphony. Yes, I am a note in the great tapestry. And we keep weaving songs together, and they get more and more better. Even if it doesn't make sense grammatically, it doesn't matter, cause I know that you feel me, and you feel my heart, and I feel yours. Yes, your lip travels across the galaxy, and I wanna thank you for listening. Yes, thank you for listening to my heart. Thank you for listening to this song. Thank you for listening to your life and this love that's flowing all of the time. It's a beautiful thing, this ride. never stops, and I could go all night, and maybe we will sometime, but I'd rather be in person somewhere. But this is what we got for now, so thank you to the magic of technology. Thank you, Teresa, for weaving this together. Thank you, friends, family.
Beautiful, Leo. We're gonna do in person, something in person this next year. I really want a Pulse retreat where we can all come together and we can really drop in deeply. Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm going to share my screen just to let you know there's been links in the chat, but I want to just let you know about some events that are happening. And can you see my screen? Great.
Mm-hmm.
So the Peace Wave, every day at noon, whatever time zone you're in, I'm going to set a timer on my phone to remind me at noon to stop for a minute for a moment of silence. And I really want to encourage us all to do that. And especially on September 21st, on the International Day of Peace, where we all stop and pulse the field with our love and with our peace inside of our heart. So I really want to encourage that, and visit pathwaystopeace.org to learn more about their work and really help and support that to continue. The planetary peace wave. Jude, we still have a few more days of the 11 days of global unity. I wonder if you just want to say something about, what people might find if they go and participate in some of these last days with freedom and disarmament and peace.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Teresa. These pulses came about last year as a response to these 11 themes. And basically there's some text and a question for every day, so that, for example, the theme 8, human rights, or theme 9, freedom, asks a question of each of us every day. It speaks of how human rights are both our rights and our responsibilities, and going back to what Theo said about the interconnectedness, the oneness of all of us. So all of these pulses are set within the oneness and the unity and diversity and the unity and belonging. So you can go to the website and read the pulses, attune with the pulses each day, and perhaps attune with a question that arises from each of those pulses.
Thank you so much, Jude. And I love this image. I think that's what we felt today when you were guiding us in the meditation and listening to Theo's music and being together as the waves coming out from our hearts. Beautiful. Jude's book, The Cosmic Hologram. I'm actually reading it right now. I brought it with me on a little trip that I am taking, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. And visiting Whole World-View website, wholeworld-view.org, and learn more about the work that Jude and her organization is doing. Today is the 25-year anniversary of the Global Peace Prayer, Earth Dance, 25-year anniversary this year. And so at 4 p.m. today, Pacific time, if you go to Earth Dance TV, I think they're starting something at 3:30. Highly recommend going. Another wonderful moment for us to pulse the planet with peace together. And Theo, we put links in a special page for us where you had easy access to all of his music. And Theo, we'll have you back again. So lovely to have you on, and love your music. And I love that you did an original, a new song for us. That first song was something you just started today. Like this was the first time anybody heard it, or?
Yeah, I wrote it last week. And it's the first song I've written in a long time, so it felt really good to share that. And I was reading the lyrics off the screen.
I love it. That was
fresh.
It was the perfect one for today. And also, if you're still on Facebook, Theo's very active on Facebook and posts a lot of his music and new inspiration. So definitely follow him. But we gave you two really good links for Theo. Night, Saturday Night Live, continuing with the Peace Weekend. Avon Madison, who is partners with Joanie in the Pathways to Peace, is going to be on along with Ben Bowler and others. I know it's going to be a super exciting event tonight, and the link is there. It's globalpeacetribe.org. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I think it's going to be a fantastic evening tonight. So please join and help with that celebration. For the last 2 days, festival with 20 million people meditating for world peace around the world. I've joined the last 2 mornings, really very deep and beautiful. They had Joe Dispenza on in the first morning. You can find the recordings of the first 2 days, but there's one more you can join tomorrow. And I also put the link for that in the chat. Beautiful and powerful meditations from Ekam Temple in India. And tomorrow the prayer is a healing for the planet. And I know that planet could really use our love and support. So if you have a chance, please join us for that meditation. Also, there's a collective trauma summit happening starting tomorrow with some beautiful friends from all around the world. Thomas Hubel's organization is sponsoring that. And I think it's a really important time for us to join together and see how we can heal our collective trauma and really open to a peaceful future from the healing of our hearts. And then September 21st is Peace Day. So if you go to International Day of Peace, you can see some of the other events that are happening, but really set a reminder for yourself at 12 noon on the 21st and join in that powerful peace wave. And as Jude said, let's make it peace every day, every day, every day, every day. And and Shift is having a music festival. I just found out about this. It started yesterday. The lineup is incredible. And the reason I'm posting this is their goal is to plant 1 million trees. They're partnering with a group of women who are committed to planting 1 million trees. So if you have an opportunity, it's a free festival, but you can join and contribute to planting a tree on your behalf. And I think it's a wonderful thing for us all to do during this wonderful moment of peace celebrations. And the last is, if you're interested in joining with other people who are committed to choosing love over fear, and you want to be in a social network where that is what's at the heart, we invite you to join the Islands of Coherence social network. It's hosted by Live It Now Productions in collaboration with the Global Coherence Pulse, and you're all welcome to join us there. So that's it for the announcements. I hope that you'll attend some of those events. They're all really wonderful and important,